Hello and welcome to Fresh Face One Shots. My name is Joey.
And I'm Jacob.
And today we continue Night Terrors, the DC Summer event of 2023. This is Night Terrors number 1. Not to assume that this is the first of the Night Terrors saga. It actually began last time on Fresh Face One Shots with Night Terrors First Blood. But Night Terrors number 1 is actually the second issue in Night Terrors. It's confusing. Comics are weird. Let's get into this.
I don't know why they wanted to label this number 1 because
I would assume to sell more because one shots and number 1 sell more than anything else.
Maybe, but also if I saw this and picked it up, I would be so lost.
Yeah, fair. Thankfully, you know a little better.
Yeah, I know a little better. Little better. I also have some very interesting thoughts on this. One of which is it's kind of a shame that Howard Porter is not on interiors this time.
True, but I do like our interiors here.
The interiors are good. It's just I was hoping we would have a bunch of issues of Howard Porter.
I do love these first 3 pages though. The Dead Man prelude,
I like because it gives us a good idea of who Dead Man is. And also
just Dead Man being the star of this event, sort of I don't know. I love it. He's such a great character. I adore him.
I think Joshua Williamson has written this event to be. I want to play with some of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Which is funny actually, because this is not the first big DC event that Dead Man has headlined.
Is it really?
The other pretty big one being Brightest Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But now here he is here, and I will always take Dead Man's spotlight. We had a great little opening here about Boston, when he used to perform before he was killed, and how he had to believe that he could die at any moment because it made him act in the moment. I don't know. I love that idea. Some of the faces that we draw for Boston here are just fantastic. I don't know the exact page breakdown for the couple different artists we have on interiors here, but these first 3 pages in particular are very striking.
They're very striking. The idea of this monologue being sort of just metaphorically in this empty circus where Boston Brand was assassinated. Which is striking. Also, I don't know. I like Dead Man's red suit.
It's nice. Yeah, red tie and all that. It's nice. It's a good time.
Nice.
But we then pick up where Night Terror's First Blood left off. This is Night Terror's dead on arrival, and Insomnia still has Batman in a chokehold here, or it's not Batman, it's Dead Man possessing Batman's body. And my God, I don't know exactly who's on these pages here, but
it's grotesque.
I love the way Insomnia's faces are done. Oh my God, it's fucking beautiful. Especially on this second page of this portion of the story, that second panel there with Insomnia looking right into Dead Man's eyes,
it's also just those terrifying it's the no eyelids effect, right? Eyelids are chopped off, and you can see the scarring. We still don't know really Insomnia's deal.
We learned a little bit more. He says he's the god of nightmares here.
Yes.
Which I find really interesting. And also, again, spiraling from our Sandman theories from last time, if we're dealing with the realm of gods in the DC universe, we're not far off.
We aren't? Okay, I'm expecting a cameo, okay? I don't want to get
something small, but also this may be you entirely getting my hopes up for this now at this point.
It might be me. It might be me. One thing I will say that actually kind of surprised me, because this is, DC big summer event. We're focused on almost just Dead Man, which I really like. You have him piloting Batman's body, and that. It feels appropriate, especially with some of Boston Brand's later sort of sarcastic wit. And to get people that looks like Batman's going to be prominent, and Batman is prominent.
He's there, yeah. He's just being piloted by Dead Man.
I was because this is an event, I was expecting big stakes, and I really like that. The stakes aren't small, but they're not that big.
I think the stakes are big, but it's very focused as an event. In the main issues, it's very focused on just a core couple characters, and I really appreciate that. We also learn more about the Nightmare Stone here. we see a couple flashes to the Nightmare Stone's history, the Dr. Destiny's fights with the Justice League, and Wesley Dodds Sandman appearing here.
Yes. Also, Damian.
Damian, yes. So I read the Batman tie-in last week, and there was a backup Damian story in that. I have not read the Night Terror's Robin tie-in that came out this week yet, but I'm assuming that also has something to do with that.
Yes. Well, there's also, I know there was an event recently called Lazarus Planet.
Yeah, so this is what I wanted to talk about actually, mostly because I chose to not read Lazarus Planet because it didn't personally interest me as a reader. But yeah, I mean, here we are. You don't need, anything you need to know about Lazarus Planet, they tell you right here. Like, I'm not lost, you're not lost, I imagine,
yeah.
Right?
Williamson is very, very good.
Yeah,
catching readers up. That just as if that's like anything that I've learned from this and his Superman run so far, he's very good at catching the reader up on things you might have missed.
Lazarus Island exploded. It says there's the rain was cursed with magic and it changed people, including you. It says, referring to the being that I'm assuming Insomnia is inhabiting. Or maybe it is literally the body of Insomnia. They're not quite clear on that yet, which I really like. That there's still
because it could also be Dr. Destiny John D, because we have the whole First Blood having.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Like, is it? It's not.
Well, is it actually John D though?
That's a question. We don't know.
That is the question.
Hopefully, a question that in the next couple of weeks we will get an answer to.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's cool because there's a great pace to this, and we're not even halfway through the whole event, which is really nice, actually. That's it feels like we are still slowly unraveling things, and it's really fun to read.
Yeah, but it also just feels like progress is being made. None of these feel... The two issues so far haven't felt like wheels are turning. Now, this might be because I have not read any of the tie-ins, whereas you have.
I will say this, like, you don't need to. I would say, like, the only tie-in so far that would maybe enhance the experience of these first couple issues is the first Batman one, but that's about it. All the others are really fun, and I haven't really disliked any of the others that I've read so far, but you don't really need any of them. They just kind of help expand the idea that Insomnia is affecting the entire DC universe with these nightmares that I really like.
So, Deadman does make his escape.
Yes. And goes back into Batman's body. And I love this bit so much, where he's gonna like run out of Arkham Tower and run out this window, and Insomnia's like, "We're too high up, Boston. You can't make it." But Batman, you may make it, but Batman will go splat on the sidewalk. And Boston's like, "Nope, I'm in Batman's body.
You do not know Batman.
You do not know Batman." And so
I'm reminded of fully musical Batman. Oh, well, he's Batman.
Yeah. Boston leaps out the window. He as Batman, and I love the inner monologue here. It's this is easily the most fit person I've ever possessed. I never really noticed because he hates whenever I take his body for a ride. But it's fun. We go into the Batmobile here. It's not a changed version of the Batmobile, but it's a very stylized Batmobile for the art style, and setting it against this world that Insomnia is slowly beginning to inhabit is really, really cool to see.
Yeah, well, because we also, on the outside, we start to see a lot of this red viscera, which it reminds me actually of quite a few pieces of horror media. The two big ones being John Carpenter's The Thing, and the red weed from H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds.
Yeah, I will also say you're probably gonna tear your hair out when you hear this, but like the spreading of the cordyceps and fungus in The Last of Us, it kind of looks like that too, which is really cool.
I mean, yeah, it's got a very nice alive look.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff. So then Insomnia says that he without the Nightmare Stone, his time here is limited, so he has to retreat into whatever his realm is. He sends his creatures out to kill any others that are still among the living, and to inhabit any of those that are still awake. And I don't know, I love that idea.
And we have some flashes of a couple of characters who I don't know if they'll be important to the event or just important to their tie-ins. Because
at the very least we see Zatanna here, who was in the last issue.
Yes, and I think
I know her tie-in came out this week, so I have yet to read that actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm assuming she'll have something to do with it. And also, I think her tie-ins tie into Unstoppable Doom Patrol, which I'm currently reading by Dennis Clover. So yeah. Anyway,
so, yeah, a lot of things.
And then Boston Brand.
I wanted my Sandman cameo, and I got it. Just not in the way I was expecting.
Not the Sandman you were expecting. Boston Brand wakes up Wesley Dodds, hero, mentor, friend, as it says on his grave.
Now a zombie.
Yep. Hands him his hat, his gun, his gas mask, and he is here. And I love that the immediate characterization is like Boston Brand's like trying to over explain himself, and Wesley is like, "Say no more. I always loved a good mystery," and that's the note we end on. It's awesome. And also, I just love the zombie Sandman look. It's fucking awesome.
Zombie Sandman, that's great. But it seems that Night Terrors 2 is going to be Deadman, Batman, and the Sandman.
Very fun.
So I'm very excited for, I believe, next week.
Next week's Night Terrors number 2 is out, and then after that, there is technically a week off between May Night Terrors issue releases, but because we love Joshua Williamson and we love his Superman stuff so far, we're going to read the Joshua Williamson Superman tie-ins.
Yes.
So number 1 of that comes out between issues 2 and 3 of Night Terrors, so be sure to check those out. I'm really enjoying this event so far. I know we're still pretty early on in it, and we're not even halfway through the first of a 2-month-long event, but I'm really in love with this so far. And
Williamson has done a good job of just making it feel like things are moving at a good pace, that layers are gonna we've maybe peeled back 1 or 2 layers of setup, but like it feels like issue 2 is going to be the big, we're going to delve into this mystery and we are going to get probably at least one of the questions answered, which of course may then make us ask more questions because, unraveling the nature of a serialized mystery.
Indeed.
I love the vibe.
Yeah.
Like this vibe is it's almost golden age, but 90s revival.
I love how deadly and horror this whole story feels, while also having kind of like this light comedic edge by having Boston Brand be your perspective character for the whole thing. It has this nice layer of levity to the whole story that it feels very welcome in the tone of it.
Yes. I do wonder if it may have been a bit more effective to release this around October with spooky season, but
summer event is summer event.
Summer event is summer event. I'm happy to see it come out. And it seems to be doing fairly well.
People seem to be into it. So
and
as are we. So
as are we. I'm very excited.
What else? What else we have going on the channel? Coming up in the next couple days, because this is coming out on Friday, we have Green Arrow Year 1 coming up on the main podcast, so be sure to check that out. Check out regular Star Trek videos on the channel. Those are always coming out.
Check out our Twitters on Sunday. On Sunday the 16th, if you're reading this, we will be actually recording another episode of the podcast on... I won't reveal what it's on yet. You'll see that on the Twitter. But if you want to ask us any questions about the podcast, that would be your time to do so.
Indeed. So, yeah.
Also, Blood Donut Studios' YouTube has gotten 250-something subscribers?
I think, yeah. It's really weird, and every time it's said out loud, I don't know. it continues to blow my mind. I don't know what is with the current influx of subscribers. I'm not complaining. Thank you all very much. It's awesome. But thanks for all the support, friends. It means a lot. And
I wonder if these videos have helped a little bit. I think maybe. I don't know. Yeah. All right, I guess that about does it. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, this has been Joey Morgan. And Jake Fighter.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.